Hello everyone and welcome to One Controller Port. I was about to introduce myself. I'm not going to. You're on the Patreon. Thank you for being with the Patreon. I don't need to introduce you because if you're subscribed to the Patreon, chances are you know who I am. If you don't, very interesting choice you've made with your life and money. So what I wanted to do today was do something that is a little different. It's not specifically video game stuff, although there's video game things mixed in here. And that is look at some of the Doujin books and some goods, not a ton, but some goods in here that I picked up when I was at Comiket when I went to Japan in 2019. I don't think I've really shown these off before, and the reason why I very likely haven't is, when you get to like fan goods and things like that, it's personal works and things like that, and each person kind of has their own different feelings on like how much you can share of their work, and then a lot, if not all of these were, done by somebody who lives in Japan. So there's the language barrier and the cultural barrier and stuff. So it's hard to know what's okay to show. So we're playing it a little sneaky right now. And in doing this on the Patreon, I don't have nearly as much concern about somebody randomly seeing it and then messaging me and being like, hey, we're not going to sit here and read these books or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about them a little bit, maybe talk about why I picked them up in specific. And maybe if I have some stories along with them as well. So we're not going to sit here and flip through these books in their entirety. I wouldn't want to do that. But it does make it a little easier to do that here on the Patreon, where I know that, only people who are really watching the channel are going to see this. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to our desk view, which is, holding up okay, I guess. I don't know. It's always weird. I've been, using it recently. I just need to get something that's not this weird contraption camera. It mostly works, which makes me not want to replace it. See, now my keyboard's in the view, so I don't know. It's something that I'm still trying to figure out the best thing. You guys are gonna see the clip at the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to live with that. So that's just what you're gonna see. So we're going to take a look at some of these books. I'm just going to talk a little bit about them. So let's do that. So let's actually start with this stack here, actually. We're going to dig a little deep. Let's start with video games. How about that? Start with actual video game stuff. How about Skies of Arcadia? Now, some of these books I actually have that I picked up with this behind me on the shelf, so I'll go ahead and grab those off the shelf. I think that's all the Skies of Arcadia stuff. So I'm a huge Skies of Arcadia fan. Maybe I shouldn't say huge. I like Skies of Arcadia a lot. I used to be a huge Skies of Arcadia fan, and there's not a ton of Skies of Arcadia content when you go to conventions here in the US. So when I saw this one booth that had a bunch of Sega stuff, but particularly a lot of Skies of Arcadia stuff, I got really, really excited. So they have like this flyer. I'm not really sure what this is. Looks like there's a date here for 2020. I'm kind of curious. Maybe I should look that up at some point. This is definitely not during Comiket during these days. So look like 16-bit Sega Gemu Horu Apriko. I don't know what's going on there, but interesting. And it looks like there's little, the little wooden things there for the, I think that's like at the New Year's things. This was a booth that had like a bunch of Skies of Arcadia books. Some of these are fairly old, actually. So like they had their 10th anniversary books there. It's just the one that I had on the shelf behind me. And they also had a 15th anniversary book that's definitely a lot lighter. So I really like these. I think they actually did get like Western, what's it called with? Input with? Yeah, so there's like some English in here as well. I think they like ask questionnaires. That's something I've seen from these larger fan books, is that they'll ask about like, I think it said, what's your favorite line in there? And people give like their favorite lines from the game and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. I think this book, as nice as it is like packaging wise, I think I remember not liking it as much as this book back here. But this one's just fairly fragile because it is just like a paper book kind of thing. So, it's a nice cover. I think I even have like a bend mark here. Yeah, I got bent on the way back here, I think. And then the other part of this one is that I think there is like some suggestive material in this one, so I ended up not including it. Or like I was like leaving books out just like to be like, hey, I got some Doujin books around the house or whatever. But I think there's like a scene in here where like somebody's trying to shove a mushroom in somebody's mouth or whatever. But this is a cute scene where it's like a snow day at the base and everything. So just a really cute book. And I really like these Skies of Arcadia cards they have here. Just like a general 10th anniversary book. I think it was like you got one card with each book, if I recall correctly. This one is the Skies of Arcadia characters dressed up as Dragon Quest characters here. That's kind of fun. And then I don't remember what this is. It is a cute little vice on the front. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe I should look at this one again. I can't read the majority of this stuff, so you know. Oh, there's a what's his name? I forget that guy's name. The bad guy from Skies of Arcadia, and as the I don't know near the crazy driver or something like that. I don't remember what it was called. There's also like a general Sega card they gave me as well there. So you know, Sonic, the little forget this robot in Phantasy Star Zero. I think she has a name, Eleanor, maybe specifically. There's also a map on here as well. Maybe I should look into this. There's the 16-bit thing again. So I don't know. Maybe this was something that happened. There's a website on here, so check that out. An email address on there as well. This I did not get at Comiket, but I thought would be worth showing here real quick, and that is my Castlevania 64 book. I think I posted this on Twitter. One, they gave you like a little lens cleaner. I think I have a couple cloths like this actually with the same art, but I do really love it. It's a little cute art of Malice, which, spoilers if you don't know, Malice is Dracula in Castlevania 64, and then Carrie Fernandez. And like one fun thing about, I guess, this particular artist is that they kind of run with the bad ending of the game, where basically Carrie and Malice end up getting married. And they just have fun with it, and they just like have a cute little stories and things like that. So I really enjoyed that. Looking through that one. They told me at one point they're going to try to have an English translation, and I was just like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I never received anything, but yeah. Final Fantasy 11 stuff. This stuff, I'd be honest with you, I don't 100% remember. So I think they had like a mug at their booth that I wanted. And I do have some Final Fantasy 11 mugs already, but I want more Final Fantasy 11 mugs, apparently, in my life. That was the reason why I went to their booth, if I recall correctly. So, anyway, so there's these cute little pieces of art here. These are just like kind of nice things. This is one of those things where, like, I don't know what to do with this per se. It's just kind of nice, you know. And this is like a cute, like I guess you'd call it like French cafe kind of themed book with some Mithras in there, job classes, things like that. So, I remember the last page is like really cool. So yeah, mon chat. I think this is like what the mug kind of looked like there. So it's a very nice little book there. So keeping with the Final Fantasy, actually, let's get into some Final Fantasy Boys Love. So this is a book. I did not get this at Comiket. This was in a random shop. So there's a lot of bookshops in Tokyo, and they will resell Doujin goods and things like that. So this is a 4-Koma series for Final Fantasy 15. I think when I had played this, I could be wrong. I think when I had played this, I may have not had finished the Final Fantasy 15 DLC yet. I could be wrong about that. Check that out. When I know I have a lot of podcasts about Final Fantasy 15, so I could probably just look at the dates of when I had those podcasts versus, you know, the end of 2019 or whatever. I remember not like loving this book that much, but there was like one particular frame in here that I really enjoyed. And, you know, I don't know, you're in Japan and you're just like, whatever, man, I'll get this thing. I think it has something to do with like spoilers for Final Fantasy 15. One of the characters goes blind at some point. And yeah, I think he's like trying to cook or whatever, and like the other character's like trying to guide his hands and things like that. So it was just kind of a little funny, cute thing that was in there. So I enjoyed that aspect. I don't really have any other Final Fantasy 15 stuff, so I just thought that was like a cute little thing to have. And more Video Game Boys Love stuff. Got a Leon S. Kennedy card here. But I do really like this this little short here. It's actually like a Christmas-themed book with Chris and Leon. So I can't remember exactly what happens. I'm trying not to show off too much of this to you guys. But I do like the end here where I think, yeah, just like Chris basically comes home and then gives Leon like a kiss on the head kind of thing. But it's basically just, I think, a story about Leon and Chris just out and about in their lives, and they get home and they're both there. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's just like generally you're just like, oh, that's kind of cute, but you don't think too much of it. So it's not like, you know, some great story that sticks with you. But you know, it's like a 6 page Doujin, so you can only do so much. Somebody's just like, hey, I want to show this interaction between Leon and Chris. But I feel like that's like a lot of Doujin stuff. It's just like, hey, we just want to show this interaction. It may not necessarily be like super fleshed out, but we just want to show this cute thing happening, which I think a lot of people do with art and stuff on Twitter already. So this is from Hypnosis MC, or I forget what I think Hypnosis MC is what it's called. Hypnosis MC was nice when I was in Japan because it was popular at the time, or at least it was popular when I was there. I don't know if it still was popular. I liked Yuto, which is this dude here, which I think he's like his name is Rabbit or something like that. Yuto something. I don't remember what his name is, but he's like known as the Rabbit or something like that. And I just picked this one up. I think this one was sealed, so I couldn't actually look at it before I actually bought it. I don't know. It just was fairly cute. I don't know who this other guy is, so, you know. And sorry, I know it might look like, oh, Ben's just not doing a good job of holding this open. Sometimes I'm just trying to make sure I don't, like, you know, show a ton of stuff. I don't think anything in here should be erotic either, so, but, you know, again, general, just, like, cute interaction between these two characters. I cannot for the life of me remember who this is, though, so, whatever. I do have a few, Juto, charms around the house that are just hanging out. Hey, you guys want to take a little bit of a break? A Doujin break? Here's an ad I found. This was just mixed in the stuff, so we're just gonna look at it. So please enjoy. For Yokai Watch 4. Hey, remember when Yokai Watch 4 was gonna get localized? Yeah, man. That sure happened, huh? I think this is the plus version of Yokai Watch 4. Okay, what is this here? Oh yeah, this is when they did the Switch port of Yokai Watch 1, and they eventually ported this to mobile as well. Ni no Kuni, it looks like a Switch and PS4 port. I don't remember that happening, but that sounds like something that probably would have happened. Here's actual Yokai Watch. I wonder if I should import this. I shouldn't. I have 2 Yokai Watch games I have not played. I should not import it. But I'll be honest with you, the main reason I bought those Yokai Watch games, because I really want to play Yokai Watch 4. So part of me just wants to go play Yokai Watch 4. But I don't know, I probably should play the original one. But I don't know, we'll see. It's very cute looking though. I'm adventurous enough at this point that I would be willing to buy and play this though. I would just need to find it for the right price, I think. I forgot that Plus came to PS4. I wonder how it runs. I know the Switch version had some trouble running. This is some nice art too. Man, Level 5 is in a weird predicament. I think they released their sales numbers for their games recently, and it was like a really, really low number. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, Level 5, are you gonna survive? Who can say? Some of these are just like the plastic or the cardboard like backings to make sure they stay straight, which I probably should keep up with them, but you know. This is kind of a funny story. So, this was like 100 yen, right down, 100 yen, so like $1. And, you know, I just thought the art here was kind of cute. And then I was like, well, also I have a friend who likes this kind of like style of anime stuff. So if they wanted it too, I could also give that to them. So, and then inside there's some more cute art or whatever. So, yes. So what I don't think I realized at the time, and this is something that, I think the people there were aware. So I believe this is a, like an entry thing, so you buy it and you can have an entry. So that the next, I think because I was at Comiket 97, I believe, and I believe this is a ticket for like a Comiket 98 thing. So when I bought it, they basically in Japanese told me do your best or something, but I had no idea what they're talking about. But I think it's because this is for some kind of prize pool thing that happened. So congratulations, whoever won that. Maybe at some point I'll get this translated, but yeah. I forget what this is called. I think this is called like Dreamer Girl Ray or something like that. There's actually a PCFX disc I have that has some clips from the anime from this. So I think about it, that might be like a good thing to watch on the anime nights in the Discord channel. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave all this stuff over there. You're gonna be able to see it in the corner. I just don't have space to move because there's way too many books here. So I'm gonna set these aside for now just because I don't know what they are. This was an interesting one. I think I've been to this website. It's a Purotora, something like that. And this is like a weird little fairy girl. And I think the website has been around for a very, very long time. And like, I think her whole thing is that she's like a fairy girl in a dress and then she like farts. That is like my understanding. But I think this character has been around for a while. And yeah, so I didn't really know what this was. But you know, I got it, and there you go. There's poop. There she's farting. And I think I got this book from the same booth, maybe? Maybe not. I don't remember this one. This one I think I just picked up because I thought the art was cute. So, the cute heads on the front too. But anyways, I think this was maybe not paired then. Yeah, I think this is a separate thing. So, anyways, we're not going to look at this one anymore just because I don't know what else is going on here, but that is something that is there. The main reason I bought anything from this booth is I saw this little thing and I thought it was pretty cute. It's a little, like, encased figure. They had a bunch of these. So, it's just cute, so I picked it up. It's been hanging around. I was going to take it to my office when we moved offices and I had, like, more, like, open space to put stuff. And then I quit my last job. So now it's just back here at my house after, like, I think it was there for, like, 2 days before I found another job. So, and I was just like, okay, let me bring this back home. So yeah. These books are fairly cute here. Let me separate them out a little bit. Yeah, so we'll start with these two. I feel like I might have 2 more of these. I'm not 100% sure. I believe one of these books I gave to Filler as well when I sent him some stuff. I just thought they had a cute art style to it. So, you know, it kind of looks nice. Not a lot like that I can get out of this without knowing any Japanese. That's kind of the thing with Doujin books, is that, like, most of the time you look at it and like, man, that's cute, and then you open it up and you're like, I don't know how much you're gonna be able to get out of this. But I thought the cover art was cute, that's for sure. And like, hey, maybe a good excuse to actually learn some Japanese at some point. I also have this book here, and again, I thought maybe I had more of these, but maybe I'm wrong. And that is this one here. And I liked this one a lot because it reminded me of the artist for what's that game called? Lup Salad and a bunch of other games that they had. I don't know if this has any relation to that artist, but I bought it because that was there. I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I don't know, girls. I don't know. Maybe I should look at the website again. I can't remember. Okay, so I think these were part of the same set. So I think I ended up buying this whole set, and I think there's one more of these other books. But I just really like the look of it. I'm not sure if this was this way with like the worn hair when I first got it, or if that just has happened over time. So I have actually left this book out just because I like the cover a lot. It's just like a bird and an alien. I don't know. It seemed like a fun cover, and so I left this one out on my table. You know, so I don't know. Maybe I need to double check. I believe I looked in to just make sure that this wasn't the lady who did the Lup Salad stuff, and I found later that it was not her. Just somebody who's doing like very look-alike kind of things. It's also very cute. Mokoko Purinsesu? Princessu Mokoko. Okay, cool. Bunny on her head. So I actually have kind of a fun story with this one. So I forget if this was the only book he was selling, if there was multiple books. But when I was there, I was trying to basically ask people if it would be okay if I looked at their books. And I was trying to ask him that in Japanese. I forget what I ended up saying, but I ended up saying something that was completely wrong, and he was very, very confused. And then I got very confused because he reacted kind of not crazily. He just seemed shocked when I said something to him. So I kind of was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I left. And then I was thought about it later, what did I need to say to him so I could look at his book or whatever. Apple Talk. And then I came back later and was able to correct myself, and he was like, "Oh yes, please look at my book," and I went ahead and picked it up. So just a cute little book here as well. Again, a mix of katakana, hiragana. I don't really know what the writing level of these are, or the reading level I should say, probably, but it's a cute book. So that one's one that's been on my table as well, just because I think it has a cute look to it. These ones I picked up because I have an affinity for messy hair ponytail kind of characters, and also this kind of scribbly scraggly drawing style. I picked up the whole set. I think they were 100 yen each, so I think it was fairly cheap. But I picked up the whole set, and I just like the eyes here for this stuff. So just seems like a cute set of books. Again, it's one of those things that when I sat down and actually tried to read it, it was difficult. Very text heavy and not a ton of visual reads on what's happening on this book, and I think that's also true of some of the other books I had as well. So it was just really kind of hard to follow what was going on, but still, again, very cute. I do like the look of it a lot. Yeah, not a ton to say about that one. Did it say Tanuki? Yeah, it says Tanuki, question mark. Let's take a break. You guys want to look at, what is this? Ramble about Akihabara. I think I found this in a stairwell when I was in Akihabara. This is obviously not a Doujin thing. Let's see what's going on in here. Again, this is late 2019. Got some figures going on. Akihabara, the only duty-free shop in Akihabara. I'm really curious. Why is this? Why is Akihabara X the only duty-free shop in Akihabara? What tax laws are they breaking? I don't know. So, I don't know what this is. There's a weird, nublet on that thing that she's holding on to. So, but yeah, I think it's just information about, well, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff on here. It's some kind of RPG Maker thing here. Kore Geimu Kai. Interesting. I don't know what this is. I wonder if these websites are still up. So sometimes with some of these smaller websites, I do not expect them to be up longer than a year. So, is this military gear or something? Yeah, I think this is a idle lady holding military gear. Western Army Infantry Regiment. Interesting. I saw a pair. So when I was at the behind me here, Scum of the Brave. It's kind of behind the camera. I met the artist for Scum of the Brave when I was in Japan, and they took me to Nakano Broadway, and there was a set of boots on the shelf, military boots. I don't know what I was thinking, and I pointed to them. I went, "Oorah!" She looked at me just "What the fuck are you doing?" I was military, oorah! Is this a fucking American military nut that's standing here? I'm no. It's a cat, man. Live together. Some kind of cat place. But yeah, I think it's basically an Akihabara tour guide, but it was pretty game heavy towards the front, so. Some kind of code stuff going on over here? That's interesting. Akiba PC Hotline. It's it's an assembly language group or something that put it in there. There's a frog with some food. Some frog food. The Akiba Zone. Jam Akihabara. So, bunch of stuff here. This is all in Japanese. I'm Part of me is kind of surprised they didn't have like any English in here at all. Not that it matters. Oh, this is a really cute page. Look at this. What is going on here? Oh, is this like what is it? Astrology or whatever it's called? akicafe.net. I should go to some of these websites. I have not been to any of them, so. Oh geez. For a second I thought these were her boobs there. It's like, holy shit. No, she's got like her arms crossed. Okay. Santa Claus. Alright. Anything else in here? Motor Queen. Boat race. Just like real boat race. Probably anime. It's probably anime I don't know about. That's fine. I think this is the side that was face up when I found it in the thing. In the hallway. So. Alright. Akihabara break finished. More ponytail. Oh no. Don't look at that. Don't spoil yourself. More ponytail girl. Again, just kind of like housewife looking thing. I kind of like the look of it. This one has a little more visual variety going on here. Little cute faces and things like that. So, yeah. Good times. I know some of these I don't have a ton to say anything about, but I really love this book. I really wish I could leave it out, but I'm too scared to leave it out because of this little like paper frilly thing here. And I'll get to that in a second. Here's a postcard that came with it though. Final Fantasy postcard. It's really hard to see. The print came out really light on it. So, but yeah, this is like a little like I don't know what this is. It's like a paper frill thing. And yeah, it's just like a really cute looking book. It has this like weird little see-through paper on the inside. You can see that. I don't know. It's just a really well-made book, and I really couldn't help myself when I picked it up. And I think it was like ridiculously cheap. I think it was like 100 yen or something. And I was like, absolutely, absolutely, this book. And it's just Garnet and Zidane or whatever. So, and the back has that as well. Again, I really wish I could leave this thing out, but it's just it feels so like it feels even more fragile than it looks. It just feels so light. I feel like I'm gonna like. It's gonna fall apart in my hands just because of how the paper is produced. So it's a very cute one though. Very, very cute book. Here's a physical thing. If you're a Xenoblade Chronicles fan, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you might be able to recognize what this looks like. This looks like Morag's coat a little bit. So it's like the center part of her coat, and I believe this is like kind of where the top like shoulder bands come down. I don't remember 100% sure, but it's just a purse that's themed, or coin bag, whatever you want to call it, themed after that. So I just really love it. Unfortunately, being a dude with a wallet, this is not something that's a part of my life really, but I love how it looks. I've got like a couple things like this where like I have like a makeup mirror and stuff for a token doll. Oh, there's something in there. A Las Vegas chip. Oh, I think this came from like a play set or something. I don't know. I forget. Somebody gave this to me. I forget who. Well, going back in there. But yeah, this is just like really cute little purse thing. It's a little dusty, but yeah, sometimes I end up with these things like I have no use for this, but holy crap, is it cute, and I want it. So Aikatsu. So I mentioned earlier how Hypnosis MC kind of gave me like an anchor point. Maybe I should like expand upon that earlier. Like the nice thing about having Hypnosis MC, that's the one with the Juto, or Juto. The nice thing about that is that like it made it so I could find things to look at. So I'd go into a store and I wouldn't just be in there and be like, I don't know what any of this is. I'd be like, where's your Hypnosis MC stuff? I'm gonna go look at your Hypnosis MC stuff. So I had some goals whenever I entered a building. So one other thing I had was Aikatsu stuff. Because I do like Aikatsu, and even though I preferred a Tokudoll, I knew I was not going to really find a Tokudoll goods in a like shop. So these books I all got in a shop. I didn't buy these at actual Comiket. I just noticed this like the top left corner of this book got a little dirty or something, but I might see if I can clean that off to some degree. So anyways, I love the cover of this book a bunch. It's really cute. Unfortunately, the inside of the book is like pretty normal for the most part. I mean, it's nice, but it's like very kind of standard issue, like 2-form Aikatsu art. And if you're a huge Aikatsu fan, it has a ton of art in here from a ton of the different girls. I only have one particular girl I like in Aikatsu, so I don't have any real personal love for most of the characters in here. There is like a Nintendo page in here, which is nice. It's got some Splatoon, some Link. But really, this cover is what really got me into this one. So it's unfortunate that it got a little dirty there. So I'll have to see if I can get that cleaned off there. But it's very cute. I think so. I was hanging out with my friend when I found this, and he was going through like the erotic book section, and then this was just in there. And I was like, that's a really cute cover. And thankfully, if you look at Doujin books, I can't speak for like forever or if all Doujin books are the case, but usually if something's actually like erotic, it will have an R18 in the corner. So like when I saw this and saw it didn't have anything like that on here, I was like, this is actually probably a normal book. And sure enough, it was. So let's see here. Oh, and then if like I mentioned earlier, I have one Aikatsu girl I do like. That's Aoi, the girl who's named Blue, because guess what? Her hair is blue. I picked up a couple of these books. Again, these were sealed books when I bought them from the store, so I don't know if I could have opened them, but I did not open them. And just like some fan art in here. But you know, some of these fairly cute. I think this is like one with what's her name, is a kid, a tracksuit kind of thing. So some of these are fairly cute, but they're pretty straightforward for the most part. And I'm not the biggest Aikatsu fan. Again, with something like this, it was like, okay, I'm in a Doujin bookstore. What is something that I can reasonably look for? A, and not just be like, I want everything on this shelf, and then B, also not be like, I'm looking only for a Tokudoll stuff, so I'll never find anything ever. I do really like the police outfit version of her, though. So some nice books here. Good, fun times. That. Should have put the purse on the top there. It's going to make it awkward. Let me put it over here. All right, we're getting pretty low down here. Let's take a little bit of break for you. These last two items here. Actually, maybe not. Some of these are actually... Oh, shoot. Something fell to the floor. Hey, these are actually the Tokudoll stuff. Here you go. 2 Tokudoll cards. I might go get the thing on the floor. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. The nice thing about these are I do have a little bit of a story behind these cards. I have more of these, but these two in particular I just never found a home for. Maybe someday I will. I think this is by Haku Candy. I think it's her name on Twitter. She does like a lot of really cute art. And I believe this is a Tokudoll character here. This is the I forget her name. She's the girl with the pigtails. I mean, you can see her right there. She's one of the 3 though. I might. Part of me wants to take the CD case off my shelf, but sometimes those don't go back up so easily. Anyways, I'm pretty sure she's a Tokudoll girl. This could be in a Tokudoll girl, but I think this might just be generic. Because she doesn't look much like the Tokudoll girl that I think she is. I think this might be the girl who like has the giant fork or whatever, but I don't think it actually is. But it's Happy New Year card. But the funny thing about this is like this happened like right as I lost my passport. I printed these cards, so I was looking for a 7-Eleven in when I was going between or I was trying to go to Yokohama, I think is where I was trying to go to. So on my way to Yokohama, I went to go to 7-Eleven because they have network print stations. And at network print stations, you can print out postcards. And so during the New Year, the Tokudoll fans were posting their New Year cards. And so what you do is get a code, and you can type that code in, and then the print station will print that out. So I was trying to find a 7-Eleven to do that. And then right when I got to the station, like where I knew there's probably going to be a 7-Eleven, I went into a bread shop, and at some point between me buying bread and going and eating it to go or whatever, I lost my passport. But so while in the process of trying to find a place to print these, I was walking around and then realized, oh, I don't have a passport anymore. So then that became a whole event. And then the next morning, I didn't end up going to Yokohama. I just went back to my side of town, or well, rather, I was at the Lost and Found for the majority of the day, and just was like walking around trying to find my passport. But the next day when I woke up and was like, oh God, well, there's nothing I can really do. I went and printed these out. So very fun. Very fun story with those cards. I will use them at some point. I almost used them recently, but unfortunately ended up using some other cards instead for those. So someday I'll find some kind of frame for those to be in. Here's another like random ad thing here. I don't know what this is. Some kind of Twitter thing. It's technically a postcard. I don't know what this is though. I'm pretty sure this just came out of like the anime. What is it called? Anime something. There's like a store just like with like spiky haired kid as the logo. Maybe we'll see that there somewhere. Goblin Slayer, another postcard. Yeah, I think I bought like an Aikatsu like acrylic figure, and this stuff came with it, just from like a random store. I think same thing with this thing here, which is January 2020, before people knew. Before people knew it was gonna go on. Before like January 1st, 2020, I definitely, or I think. Let's see. I think early January. I think I was planning to come back on the 5th or 6th, I think, and so I probably lost my passport on the 5th there, but I don't remember 100%. So, anything else in here? What is this? This is a DL site game. Ether Code. I do not know what Ether Code is. I don't know if I ever looked this up. This may have actually come from Comiket. This might have just been something I grabbed off the shelf there. I don't know how common like a DL site thing is. So, all right, back to some Doujin good stuff, I suppose. We're almost done here. This is actually a game, but I haven't really looked at this before. So this is a third-person shooter featuring Unity-chan. I think it might be a water gun-based game or something. I played this on stream briefly, but I believe it is focused on multiplayer. So when you don't have people to play it with, there's not much you can do about that. So, but yeah, here's like a little instruction manual kind of thing. Looks like there's 8 different characters here. I don't know what this percentage sign means. There's the menu. I remember this game like shows your IP address very prevalently because it showed up when I was what is this? Huh. Is this some kind of event that's happening? It's like on the 25th of January and the 22nd of February. I wonder if they're doing like online matches at that time or something, or Moku Moku Moku. I don't know. It's like a VR headset kind of thing too. Interesting. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I remember this showing my IP address very prevalently on stream, which was very cool. Thankfully, I'm tiny and nobody noticed. And it's been years, so I'm sure my IP address has changed. I don't remember what this is, to be honest with you. This looks like it might have came with that one book with the 2 faces on it. Just the art looks like that one book, so I don't quite remember that one. And here's like a weird dog thing. I remember just liking the dog on here quite a bit. So, again, probably like 100 yen for what is essentially a piece of paper with a print on it. But you know, there's some fun art, and I don't know what's going on there. Her eyes are shooting. Oh, he's naked. That's why. Interesting. So, anyways, very fun stuff. Oh, and then there's this thing. This is actually R18. Actually, I don't think there's anything actually horny in here. Though I believe it's an R18 game. Seed of the Dead. It's an 18 plus first-person shooter. I think I looked at this. This like I think fairly shortly after I played School Roll Zombie Hunter. I was like, huh, this kind of looks like that a little bit. I'm gonna be a little cautious while I flip through these pages because I really don't want to have to censor anything. All right, we got some like thighs here, but nothing actually egregious. So I wonder if this actually came out or something. I'm gonna take a strong guess. It probably was not very good. Demon's Waltz. Ascot Demon's Waltz. Also Comiket. Wonder how that went for it. So, anyways. Oh, you can buy it together for 1,500 yen. I wonder if that was at the place you could buy it together. Is that like on a single... Okay, I think you might have been able to buy the cards. I may have not bought them at the time. Okay, Seed of the Dead is on DL site and Steam. Okay, they're both on DL site and Steam. Very pricey, though, actually. $40 for Ascot and Demon's Waltz, and then $30 for Seed of the Dead. So, quite expensive, horny games. I probably will never play that, but glad it exists, I suppose. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know about Seed of the Dead. Anyways, oh, there's a couple other things I can grab off back here real quick. Of course, Gabriella Ghostly Groove Doujin. Oh, I can just grab this now because I already moved it. Gabriella's Ghostly Groove Doujin. This person seems pretty nice. I've talked to her a little bit on Twitter, but very cute book. This is fairly short, so I don't want to show too much of it, but cute visuals here. They have another book. I unfortunately was not able to get the next book in this series. I believe this is I forget what anniversary this was. But I think this might have been the 5-year anniversary, and I think the last one was the 10-year. But I was not able to get a copy of it, unfortunately. So, rest in peace. I do have a lot of Gabriella stuff up here behind me now, though. Mostly from Kargaden. So, and this book I did not get while I was in Japan, actually, but I do think it's a nice book, and I'll probably bring this one to that Doujin thing I do. I'm probably gonna do a panel on Doujin stuff. I forget if I mentioned that at the start of this. I'm part of the reason why I'm looking through these is because I am probably gonna do some kind of panel on Doujin good stuff, and like how to order them and get them. I just kind of want to bring some like examples of Doujin books and stuff like that. Not that you really, I mean, I don't know. People sell independent goods at actual conventions here as well, but thought I'd bring some examples just to show them. And so that was part of the reason I wanted to go through these, just to kind of remember what I had. And I was like, oh, I'll take you guys along with me on this. But this is a really cool book. This is actually all in English too. They had a Japanese and English one. I got this off a website called Alice Books. I don't know if they're still around. But yeah, this is a really thick fan book for a fellow here known as Kaiwolf Silva, which is part of the Freedom Wars, which is a PlayStation Vita game. It's kind of weird. It's like a co-developed game by Dimps, who are like, you know, the Sonic the Hedgehog like portable games people, and then also God Eater team, so Shift, and then also Sony Computer Entertainment Japan. So it's like a weird 3 collaborative game. I think it feels more like Shift's game than anything else, like a God Eater game. So lots of characters, lots of very handsome and cute anime girls. But anyway, so this character specifically, Kaiwolf Silva, I would say he's kind of like an introductory character in the game. And more or less, if you don't come back and talk to him at all, he doesn't really play a role in the story. But I believe you can keep talking to him throughout the game if you want to. And I think maybe the reason this book exists is because they really wanted to like expand Kaiwolf Silva's like role in the world and relationship to the player. So I thought it was like a really cute way to do that. You know, they're like, oh, we really like this character and we really want him to have more importance in this world, so why don't we make a bunch of comics and digital goods. Oh yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's like, I didn't see like what's behind her because I don't want to pull it off, but this is like a piece of sticker that just says not bad on it, so I'm guessing something was like printed wrong there, and so they covered it up. Part of me wants to pull it off and see what's under there. I'm gonna guess maybe just the original Japanese is still there, but I believe there's a couple examples of those in the book. So anyways, very long, thick book. If you're a fan of Kaiwolf Silva, there's a book for you. You should probably get it. But it's one of those things that, like, this is probably a book that's like a really great representation of like what Doujin good books are, like, or Doujin things in particular, just really good about doing, which is like really highlighting and expanding these characters in ways that their original source material just does not give the time of day to, per se. So anyways, it's unfortunate that I don't really have a good way to display most of these or have them on a shelf. You know, these are really thin books typically, right? So, you know, it's not like you can just like, hey, throw them on a shelf normally. So I usually just keep them in this guy right here. Just a binder. There's some stuff in here right now. So, but, you know. Anyways, I usually just keep them in there. But it's not a fun home for it, but it's where it's at. So, anyways, that's it. Thank you again for coming. Again, thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. Yeah, I'll be thinking about what I'm doing for that panel. That's not until like November, so I just want to kind of plan ahead of time a little bit. You know, it is June, so I got about 4 months to figure that out. But the last couple panels I did were somewhat of a rush for a couple different reasons. The first one because I last minute kind of found out I was doing it. The second one because I was transitioning jobs while I was trying to prepare for the panel. And also my friend was coming out to hang out. So I was like, a lot of things were going on. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be something about like basically, ways to buy Doujin goods online and things like that. Probably talk a little bit about Comiket, but I think the reality is that most people aren't ever going to go to Comiket. So I think it'll be only worth really like briefly mentioning and not like basing an entire thing on. Probably talk a little bit about digital events, but I'm kind of not super familiar with digital events super like well. So I know I use Pick Square mostly when I use those digital events and things like that. So it's not. That's just like one service though, and I don't necessarily want to go and like dig into a bunch of services and learn how they work and all that stuff. Also talk about like proxy shipping and all that stuff. Not gonna be necessarily fun the whole way through, but hopefully it'll help people like be able to better find ways to get these books and things like that, and maybe some general etiquette talk when it comes to like, sharing with people online these things. So, anyways. I should change my camera back when I'm just talking at you, so you don't just see my arms. Never picked up arms on the Switch. I should probably do that sometime. I'm gonna go. Talk to you later. Thank you again so much for subscribing to the Patreon. Appreciate it. Have a good day.